Yes, I think now it's, you can see my screen, right?
Started to share. So.
Oh.
I don't see anything yet.
Yeah, it just says Jing has started screen sharing.
So let me stop and share, try again. Can you see?
I just see a black screen.
Yeah, it still says you started, but it's still blank.
Hey, Jing, last week we had the same problem with Jiawei, and he shared his Chrome tab instead of his whole or his entire screen, and that somehow fixed it.
How to fix it?
He shared his tab instead of his entire screen, but I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember if it was in Chrome, in Google Meet, or if it was in Zoom. I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Let me try that.
I see something now.
Can you see?
Yes.
The doc? It's meeting notes. Okay, great. So this is the tracking project. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we just quickly go over some of the items in progress, including Chris, read, write, one spot, access mode.
Yeah, so for this project, the things that remain are the access mode alpha docs and the feature blog. The feature blog's still a draft PR. I'm going to try and wrap that up today so it's ready for review. And then also some updates to CSI Sanity to test the access mode and no publish volume behavior. I'm like related to this right now. I'm trying to like brainstorm how we can do this or enforce this in CSI drivers. And I'll try and draft a doc and explore this a bit more. We can discuss in a further meeting ideas for this. But anyway, that's it for this project.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So is your doc PR ready or merged?
The alpha doc PR is ready, but it hasn't been reviewed.
Oh, I think tomorrow is the merge deadline. You probably need to get that reviewed soon.
Yeah, I'll ping the reviewers to please take a look today.
Okay.
Great. So who are the reviewers?
So I think there are doc reviews. I'm actually in the past they seem to be pretty active, but this time I don't know why. So from the SIG storage side, is Michelle reviewing that for you?
Yes, I will. I'll ping Michelle for.
Yeah, so I think someone needs to review it from SIG storage side, and then but only the people from the doc team can approve it, I think. So you need to, if you don't have anyone yet, you need to find the approvers and pin them.
Sounds good. Yeah, I will. I'll follow up.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so the next one, volume populators.
So this one, the docs PR is it has been reviewed. Xing has reviewed it twice. Thank you, Xing. I got a docs reviewer today. I had to go in the channel and ask for attention, but I got it immediately. So there's a bunch more comments to respond to. The blog still has to be finished and pushed up. That's in progress, but I'm prioritizing the docs PR. Do either of you happen to recall the deadline for the blog?
I need to check blog.
Okay.
So they normally have these people who pin you periodically, do they? That's why I did not even keep track.
There is someone helping me with the blog, and he's been pinging me periodically. I've been prioritizing other things. So
I think feature blogs have to be ready for review. Yeah, tomorrow.
tomorrow, okay, but not merged by tomorrow. So
No.
if I get the docs PR merged and the blog written, then we have time to iterate on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That doesn't sound too bad. I can manage that.
Sounds good. So yeah, we have a number of blogs. I think next one, Windows GA, Mershu is here.
Yeah. So last week, I also created the draft for the feature blog post, and from SIG storage, Deep reviewed it. And I think I also need to talk with someone from SIG Docs to review it. Yeah, that's all it.
Okay, sounds good. I think.
So I think I was just checking the blog. I think. So blog, it says ready to review by July 27th, which is tomorrow. And then published date is the August 4th. So basically it's the GA date. So I think you have a few days for that to be merged. But tomorrow it needs to be ready for review.
Oh, okay, yeah. Still, I think it's quite tight. So we want to try to make it ready, make it ready before it need to be merged. But I think, yeah, all of those already in good position, and whoever need to review, like please ping them. That is for 122. I think for to-do part, I haven't got enough time to work on that issue, but it's not strictly related to CSI. And Vermont probably also working on the expansion failure. I don't see him. So, Vermont, you are here, right? Oh no. Okay, so when
I thought I see him, but maybe he's on mute.
Yeah, he's got some mic issues, I think.
Oh, okay.
And also your screen looks dark again.
Oh, yeah, I just switched to, now it's back to the dock, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, we don't have any topics listed. So anyone has something to talk about? I have kind of test failure currently. Me and Cheng are investigating. This is related to the release, master informing test grid, a couple of tests related to CSI host path. I think we roughly understand the issue. It seems related. Can you see my screen? Like the test grid?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's some subpaths which relate to the pod delete during Kubernetes restart. I think this kind of relate to this change Patrick made before, or actually it is in later May. So in that PR, because in CSI host path, I think what we added a more strict check during volume deletion, make sure the volume stage path should no longer exist. Otherwise, if volume is the stage path still exists, it will not delete the volume. But at that time, they also discover another type of test issues, not this one, but other set of test issues. So Patrick made a change to make it like optional. And by default, check volume lifecycle, this should be false. That means even if they check the volume still like staged, it's just print out a warning message instead of return arrow. And I think it is already merged in version CSI host pass driver 1.7.1. This is merged in May, like 19 or 18. And the CSI driver host pass 1.7.1 changelog include this change. However, the test log showing right here, I think the CSI host pass is 1.7.1, but is still checking that issue.
I think this may be related to a change that I made. Actually, I was looking for any sort of test failures around this area specifically. I can point to the change that I made that enabled that option. I need to dig through the logs. I want to understand if the change that I did introduced this somehow.
Oh, okay, sure, that'd be great. Where is that log? So basically, the log showing that the check failed, so it's returned like RPC error. It failed to delete the volume because staged pass still exists. Although the check is actually in theory is correct. It's just currently we still have issues that if we do that check, it will fail the test. Because CSI host pass reconstruction, not reconstruction, it's when it do the mount, and we often call it's likely not mount point. That function does not work for CSI host pass because it just might by mount on the same file system and is likely not mount point, does not work in this case. And that mount check used by everywhere, and we need to I think figure out a way to go around this eventually, and also then fix all the tests. Right now we just have to skip this.
Can I ask why we've never so we have this function called is likely not mount point.
Right.
But like you can just go ask the kernel, like, is this a mount point? So is it a performance concern where like we call it so often that if we always ask the kernel, like it would be too slow? Like, what does anyone know the history of why we invented this heuristic function?
I don't have the history of it, but I was literally just looking at these methods on Friday, and like is likely not, I think basically like stats the file and checks devices, and it's just performance optimization versus
that's
mount table.
That was my understanding, was that like it was a cheaper way of ruling out the possibility that it was not a mount. So like if that returns false, then it's definitely a mount point, right?
I believe so.
If it returns true, then it's probably not a mount point, but it might still be one. And that's so like, maybe we just need to like replace the function with like, is it a mount point, and then optimize that function to perform as well as possible by maybe doing the heuristic check first, and then only in the uncertain case doing the more expensive check. But
we do have two type of this mount point check. One is expensive, the other is this cheaper one. And there are certain cases, like some driver will use, I think, the expensive one, check the mount table. But in majority of cases, we still use this cheaper one. However,
right, but if using the cheaper one can lead to incorrect behavior, then that's incorrect. So
so for like CSI host pass driver, then we should not use this cheaper one. And So that's something we should fix. For like some other drivers, in our case, GCPD, I think we don't have problem using the cheaper one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think something that's also room for improvement here, but this is just, I don't know, my 2 cents is everything is like negatives or double negatives when it comes to this. So it's like, is not mount point, and then it's like if is not mount point, not mount point, and like I was reading through it and like trying to make sense of what I'm looking at because it's all double negatives.
Yeah, that's a readability problem, but like just from a pure implementation perspective, like we could take the slow version and like optimize it by first calling the fast version, and like if it returns a definite answer, like short circuiting, but only if it returns an uncertain answer, then doing the expensive thing. So you could make the slower version perform faster on average.
I think it does that. I can actually have it pulled up here. Is not mount point. The first thing it does is it checks is likely not mount point.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So like, then there's never a reason not to use the slow version, if you care about correctness, right? Like you'd only ever call the heuristic one if correctness didn't matter because you were doing something where, you know, you only needed an estimate.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Like some volume plugins, they know that the heuristics will always work for the volume plugin or CSI driver because they use Brook devices and they will get different file systems. But yeah, it needs to be used carefully when you really know that it's going to work. In CSI host path, probably it's not a good thing to use.
well, maybe it just needs to be renamed as something like is different file system than parent or something.
Okay.
That spells out what it does so that people don't assume that they can use it to check if something is a mount point or not. Because, and then if you happen to know that the fact that something's a different file system than the parent or is not the different file system than the parent, then it's definitely not a mount point. Like then that's useful to you. But then for things like this CSI host path driver where that's not good enough, then I don't know. A refactor that involves renaming the function both for clarity and to get rid of double negatives would be a step forward.
I can agree with that.
Yes. I think this been like discovered issues, and there are some discussions over time, because it's used in many places, and no one has yet taken time to really fix all of this. I think it will be good someone can take time, to address all this. But right now, the urgent thing for us is need to, because it's a kind of a release blocker, we need to make the test pass, and after that, we let's see in the SIG storage, we will try to address this.
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Sorry, I missed the beginning of the discussion. Does this only apply to the CSI host path test or the entry one as well?
Right now, I only check the CSI host path.
Okay.
I haven't seen the entry is also related or not.
Okay.
And would you mind sharing the link to the test grid that you had up?
Yes. You want me to just, I'll also put notes in our meeting notes. So okay. I'll just, but I'll paste it here too.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Sure. So yeah, Jonathan, if you also could help, ping us on Slack or any way, so we can work together. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take a look at this.
So yeah, this is always kind of a pain for us in this area. I think we should take time to address it. Anything else?
Yeah, I have one quick thing. Do we use it? Does anyone know? Like, do we use CSI Sanity in any like CI for certain drivers to, assert that they adhere to the spec, or is CSI Sanity mostly something that's kind of like a one-off that people just use?
I believe vendors use it in their own CI for their own proprietary drivers.
Okay.
Speaking for NetApp, we definitely do.
Okay.
Yeah, and even HostPath, I think, uses Sanity. There's a few places that it's used in CI.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I ask because yeah, I'm still kind of brainstorming this. Is if I start asserting the new node publish volume behavior in CSI Sanity, how that's going to potentially cause issues for these CSI drivers.
I mean, if the test is correct with regard to the spec and it breaks someone's driver, like, that's good because you just help somebody find a bug.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think in a future meeting I'll try and have something a little bit more prepared to present, and we can discuss it further.
Yeah, sounds good. So I think different provider driver have their tests. If we can share some of knowledge, that'd be great. So Chris, like you maybe have more discussion in the next meeting or following meeting.
Yeah, I don't know yet if I'll have it ready by the next Kubernetes CSI stand-up, but I'll try and make a priority this week to document at least what I'm looking at, and then I can present to the group, and I'll throw it on the agenda for a future meeting.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. Anything else? So yeah, please, if you have anything, put it on the notes. I will try to update the notes too. Then I think that's for today. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.